Hello, welcome back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to you, Douglas. On holiday.
Yep.
What you been doing?
Nothing.
Well, no, you went to Waiheke, spent some time back with a mate.
Yeah.
And stuff. I've seen you eat quite a few steak and cheese pies the last few days. So that's not nothing.
Yeah, I guess it's something.
Right. Shall we rip into it? Should we move on from the steak and pie chat? Move on to the
horses, yeah. So last week we wanted to talk about Logan Street Line.
We did. Fantastic debut win. An emotional win. So Lou Sutherland, very, very good friend, owner of ours, passed away. We went to his funeral last Thursday, or his memorial last Thursday. And then Logan Street Line, which he had a big share in, and he named after his cat, who used to roam Logan Street where they lived. Won on debut, bolted in. Looks a very, very good horse. Tavistock 3-year-old. It's taking a little bit of time to mature, but I think he's going all the way through the grades. Logan Street Line, put him in your black book. Good horse.
Moving on to next week.
This week,
sorry.
Yeah.
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. We have first of up is Stardom Race 2 at Doomben.
Backing up from last week, carried 59.5 kilos and ran 4th last week. The weight, it was a very hard track too. It was a good 3. And just he's been carrying a lot of big weight, running 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So we're going up in grade, dropping in weight. That'll really help him. Back down to 54 kilos, drops 5.5 kilos. Barrier 2, Mark Duplessis on. Should handle the back up well. And I think he's a really good each way chance. We started in Australia this week and then moved to New Zealand. We've done it reverse.
At Ellerslie Race 2 we have Riccarton.
Fresh up for 2 years, or almost since June 2019. Very good horse. He's trialled up well, but he will need this. I expect him to peak on his run with about 200 metres to go, and he'll improve a lot for it.
Also at Ellerslie Race 3 we have Waimoku Falls.
Yeah, it's a filly that we've got a lot of time for. We've just been trying to educate her because she's doing a lot wrong in her races. We've had to scratch it. Well, she missed a start because races were abandoned, and we've had to scratch it for weak tracks and things haven't quite worked out. So back to 1400 metres, barrier 6, nice enough barrier. Track, hopefully we'll get back to about a dead 6, which will suit, and then she can just settle, one off the rail, hit the line, learn a bit more, and she'll probably go for a spell after this, but she's a definite each way chance.
At LSE Race 4 we have Rip 'em Up.
Last start winner, won really well, 5 weeks between runs, but she's pretty fit. Tegan Newman retained the ride, rode her so well last time, 2 kilos off the back, much stronger feel, but she's going really well. As long as she gets settled with a bit of cover, she'll be roaring at the line, and she's another nice each way chance. Got some good horses this week, good chances.
At LSE Race 6 we have Make Time.
Fresh up, wide barrier draw, no trials. If he'd drawn well, he might have been able to give a bit of cheek, but I think he'll need the run. If he starts, he'll go back in the field, relax and hit the line well. Track won't worry him, but I think he needs this run first up. If we elect to scratch because the wide barrier, he'll run at Avondale on Monday over 1200 metres.
At LSE Race 8 we have Hasbro.
Stepping up to the Group 2 Easter Handicap, $100,000 race. It's a little bit of a throw at the stumps in that it's out of his grade, but he gets in with a low weight, 52 kilos. Sam Spratt will ride him, might have to ride him half to a kilo over. Bad barrier draw, but he's normally a go-forward horse. The mile suits, hopefully the track gets back to the dead range, and I think he's a blowout chance. He's racing really well this preparation. He seems to be getting better all the time, and while he'll be a bit of an outsider, I think he'll run well, and he's a definite blowout chance.
At Ellerslie Race 9 we have Quick Preview.
This is a horse I've got a lot of time for. His form doesn't show it, but I actually think he's pretty talented. He keeps getting either wide draws or wet tracks, and things don't work out for him. This weekend he's got barrier 2. Really happy about that. I just hope the track comes back into the dead range where he can jump, settle a bit handier, relax, and finish off the race. If things go for him, he can win this race. No question. He's a lot better than this form shows. But track conditions on the day will be key.
At Riccarton, race 3, we have Deals Done.
His first start at Stephen Marsh's Riccarton barn. Terrible barrier drawn 16. Will probably run, but he'll have to go back, relax, hit the line. I think he's well up to this field, but quite difficult from that draw. Not a certain starter, but a probable starter. With luck in the running, he can certainly run in the top 3.
At Riccarton, race 4, we have Art de Triumph.
Yeah, very, very talented filly. Her first up run had to be seen, to be believed. Missed the start, got back last, roared home, ran a last 632.5 to run 3rd. Barrier 1, Kylie Williams on board. Start will be key. If she jumps well and is handy, she can win. She's really talented. So that'll be a bit of a key for her. If she misses the start and gets buried, things will become a bit difficult, but very talented.
Riccarton, race 7, we have Atishu.
Yeah, speaking of talented horses, she won the listed race by 7 lengths last start. She's enormous ability. Steps up to 2,000 metres this week. That holds no fears for her. Barrier 2, it's her first good draw she's had since being in the south. That'll suit. Interesting run in there, YOLO, who's been running around in some very, very strong group staying races, and she's the obvious danger. But Atishu's very talented and she's a very good winning chance.
Riccarton, race 8, we have 2 horses, the first one being Running Man.
Yeah, Running Man, he's had a little bit of a freshen up. He runs well at Riccarton. His form is pretty good. He tends to get back and run home strongly. He's got an awkward draw, so he'll get back a little bit, but he'll be hitting the line hard again. Jacob Lowry in the saddle. He has a better chance than whatever his odds will be, because I figure he'll be about 20 to 1. He is fresh up and he will improve with it though.
And the second one being Oh He Can.
Thought this horse would be a real winning chance, but he's got barrier 17. If we drawn barrier 3 or 4, he would have near on been my bet of the week. But 17 makes it difficult. He'll get back and he'll need a lot of luck, but if he gets it, he can win. He won't be in this grade in the South Island for long.
Moving on to Sunday, race 1 at Awapuni, we have Rock Island Line.
Anzac Day, fresh up for a new campaign, lovely winter horse. Big weight, 1,200 metres. He does go well fresh, and he's had a trial, but you'd expect him to be better for this run. He's a place chance, but he'll improve for it.
And at Awapuni, race 3, we have Oceanides.
Excellent run on debut for 3rd. Promising filly. She's got an outside barrier draw, so if she runs, she'll get back and hit the line well. There's a chance if there's not a few scratchings, we'll probably scratch her and go to Hastings next week. Also got a couple of runners on Monday, but those fields aren't out yet. Possibly make time, and also She's Apples, who's coming up really well. So have a look at the fields on Monday, and She's Apples will definitely each way bet.
And now we move on to Bit of the Week.
Yeah.
And our Bit of the Week is on Saturday at Roundoak, race 3. We have Santadeal.
Yeah, a roughie, an outsider, and he's 40 to 1. He probably might start longer. Frank Packer Plate, one of those races at the end of the carnival. It's 2,000 metres Group 3. He's only had 2 starts. For a second and a first, he won his last start. The Hawks have brought him up from Melbourne to Sydney for this race. They might be going on a Queensland Derby track, possibly. It was an $850,000 yearling purchase. It's one of those races where horses have run in the Derby, and they're dropping back to 2,000 metres, and it's also almost an afterthought. And sometimes those horses are they're done. They're like their campaign is over, and so it can be a really tricky race. Whereas he's one on the way up. He's got a nice barrier draw. The Hawks don't muck around. They put horses in when they're ready to go. So I think 40, 50, 60 to 1. I think he's just a nice little each way play as a real blowout chance. Santadeal, Bit of the Week.
And that concludes TubeTalk.
Thanks, Dave. Big week, and we'll see everyone next week.
Bye.
The favourite Surely Sacred. Now Cuttadeel looks to run on as well. 300 metres to go. In the twinkling ranged up. Surely Sacred down the outside. Crown Prosecutor closer in. Still there is Arrogant as they get to the 150. Crown Prosecutor in the twinkling. Surely Sacred is coming after them, but it's Crown Prosecutor and then a twinkling fighting out the Derby. Crown Prosecutor in a twinkling. Crown Prosecutor. Stephen Marsh gets the Derby.